What happened to Sean Diddy Combs' father? Fans of Sean Diddy Combs have grown accustomed to seeing his mother, Janice, by his side throughout the years. But his father, Melvin Combs, tragically never got to see his son become the mogul he is today. He was gunned down in 1972 in New York when Diddy was only 3 years old. The circumstances surrounding Melvin's murder remains particularly unclear. However, it has been widely reported that he was also involved in Harlem's street life. Late drug lord Frank Lucas previously said in a chat with Nikki Bernice for New York Magazine in 2007 that Melvin would often be at his home. Additionally, it appears that Combs' father ran into his own legal issues before his death. He had previously been arrested in 1971 for heroin possession and was found to have $45,000 in cash. His death was linked to a massive drug ring bust, though no one was ever held accountable for his murder. Combs, who has 7 children, has admitted he does not remember much of his father. However, he does believe he got his sense of style from his dad. During a New York profile in September 2002, the Bad Boy founder revealed, "People say we have a similar approach to fashion. They say he was the flyest man around." While this may be true, Janice shielded her son from the true nature of Melvin's untimely demise. As a child, Janice Combs did not reveal the truth about how Melvin Combs died to Sean Diddy Combs. According to the creator of Revolt TV, this was done to keep him from seeking the same path as his father did. During a 2006 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Diddy, the man of many monikers, recalled that his mother claimed Melvin passed away in a car crash. However, the music producer said he began to uncover the truth earlier on. "I put 2 and 2 together. I noticed that guys from the streets in Harlem always seem to know my family's last name. I used to run with your father, they would tell me. All my uncles were street hustlers as well," he shared. During his May 2014 Howard University commencement speech, Combs again addressed how he learned about his dad's slaying. He stated that while attending the school, he did research in the library where he discovered a newspaper article detailing that he had been killed in a soured narcotics deal. While it seems that Combs has answers regarding Melvin's demise, internet rumors have swirled regarding why someone would want Melvin taken out. Hip-hop culture researcher and founder of Volton Entertainment, Brian Valmont, shared a March 2024 thread of X, formerly Twitter, about Melvin Combs allegedly being slaughtered over claims that he was cooperating with the federal investigators in a drug probe. While there was no proof that Melvin was going to turn on his fellow illicit business associates, this tale was lived on for years. In a February 1973 article in the New York Times titled 10 Found Guilty of Heroin Charges, Combs was found as a co-conspirator in a massive narcotics case, though he had already passed before the others were convicted. Prosecutors on the case believed his passing could be linked to other members involved, though it's unclear who and why this could be. Online forums have also debated whether or not Melvin's being a police informant played a role in his demise. In former Kingpin Frank Lucas' 2011 book, Original Gangster, he addressed the snitch allegation. Lucas maintained that the tales of Melvin being unloyal to his crew were only a rumor. No matter the reason, Melvin being violently taken from his loved ones has had a lasting impact on Sean Diddy Combs, who is facing troubling allegations of his own. If you're really millennial, you likely grew up obsessing over the Spice Girls. During the 90s, the ironic group swept the world with twins everywhere, embracing their message of girl power. Hits like Wannabe catapulted them into global pop culture phenomenon status, as reported by the BBC. The famous song has female empowerment lyrics like, "If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends, make it last forever, friendship never ends." Most of us can't even read those lyrics without singing them in our heads. The Spice Girls also made history selling a staggering 85 million records worldwide, making them the best-selling girl group of all times according to Billboard. The group consisted of Victoria Beckham or Posh Spice, Melanie Brown or Scary Spice, Emma Bunton or Berry Spice, Jerry Horner or Ginger Spice, and Melanie Chisholm or Sporty Spice, per BBC. Girls everywhere argued over which one of their friends could portray each Spice Girl. But do you know how the Spice Girls got their famous nicknames? The story just might surprise you. The Spice Girls were originally named Tough, according to The Guardian. This led to the group to feel bland and they wanted to change that. "We felt like we had to fit into a mold," Mel C told The Guardian. "And then we realized that we were quite different personalities, different to each other and to all the female groups in the past. We also realized there was a lot of strength in that." Marie Claire reports the group ultimately decided to change their names after the ladies switched management. The nicknames came soon after that from an unexpected source, a journalist who interviewed the woman. As Mel B explained on the Rachel Ray show in 2017, it was a lazy journalist that couldn't remember our names and said, "That one's sporty, that one's posh, and that one's definitely scary because she's really loud." And then it just stuck and we were like, well, we don't mind that. Some of the most iconic moments in pop culture happens organically, and the Spice Girls' iconic nicknames was just that. In fact, when they sat down to hone in on the great idea from the journalist, the names happened pretty effortlessly. While you might think that Ginger Spice or Baby Spice were the easier names to come up with, it turns out that Victoria Beckham's nickname was the first one to roll off the tongue. Push was the first one to be thought up because Victoria looked pretty sophisticated. The rest were pretty easy really because the girls' characters were already really strong. Peter Lorraine, the editor of the publication that created the nicknames, told Basil, "The names jumped out at us." It's definitely fitting that Beckham's was the first because it actually still sticks. Today, the 47-year-old owns her own fashion line and designs the most iconic little black dresses, which were her uniform while in the band. She's Posh Spice through and through. For those of you who still aren't catching on, the seemingly haphazard nicknames of the Spice Girls were actually extremely spot on. Each girl fell into their own stage character effortlessly, from the outfits they wore to their personalities. Of all the nicknames from the Spice Girls, Sporty Spice just made the most sense. Odds are just about every time you saw Melanie, Mel C, Chimsom, dancing on the stage or strutting the red carpet, she was wearing a tracksuit. In 2013, Basil provided more details into the origin stories of the various nicknames, writing that Sporty Spice actually came from Mel C's love of The Great Gatsby. The outlet noted that the singer apparently would walk around calling people Old Spot, like the J. Gatsby character does in the Fitzgerald book. However, the whole thing was a farce. Although readers may have fallen for the stories, the claims were all made up as part of the apparent joke. As hard as people have tried over the years to assign more meanings to the nicknames, the real story is just not as colorful. In all honesty, we have a forgetful journalist to thank for the now iconic nicknames we all know and love. Sometimes the truth really is stranger than the fiction. Once you know the true story about the Spice Girls, that is, that they didn't choose their nicknames themselves, you may wonder whether they even like their monikers. While on the Bubble podcast, Mel C provided an answer. And that's all with us today. Stay tuned to our celebrity news and gossip.